Hello, welcome to another episode of Couch Coaches. I'm your host, John Lazaron, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, Richard, the bandwagon conductor. Lady, how's it going, bro?
Choo, 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 choo. 2 points on the board. Wasn't the prettiest of wins, but we'll take the 2 points where we can. We needed the 2 points, and just good to be on the board and to see the Mighty Wars get up and at a full house in Christchurch. It looked like it was going off down there.
Yeah, well, far out. You're right. 2 points on the board, and I think Webster said it as well himself. Sometimes you have to win ugly, But the previous two games they lost, and they did it. They performed pretty well in the second half and against the Storm, but this time wouldn't say it's the greatest performance, but they still did it. So sometimes you got to win ugly, just like Webster said. So good on the Wars for doing that, and now we move forward on that. But let's talk about the game, mate. What was your analysis on it?
Oh, I mean, you sort of alluded to it before. It wasn't the prettiest, was it? We showed flashes of the brilliance. When Fanua Blake went over for that try early on. You don't see a front rower, go over there. That's probably the easiest try you ever see a front rower score. Like Sean Johnson just put him in the hole so perfectly, and when that right edge is going, it's a joy to watch. But then after that we just sort of slowed down a bit. We let them back into the game. And then it took a couple of late tries to the Warriors, probably potentially a couple of lucky calls that went our way. I thought, particularly that Joey Tarpany one, the knock on. I wasn't so sure of it, but great to see. I mean, you can sort of once again, you can kind of like there's moments from basically all 17 players of sort of how they contributed, what they did. There's so much to like about this team, the way that they're gelling, and great to see sort of Roger get forced back to the back, and then he showed us what he's capable of. Going over, and then with Martinez Lesniak sort of scoring that try. So we're yet to see this polished performance. So I think last season, you talked a lot about the polished performance, and we obviously haven't seen it this season yet, but we've seen signs of what we can do. For the Raiders, I think hats off to them, because I think on paper we definitely are a lot better team than them, but they were in it till the end, basically. We sort of made it pretty hard for ourselves in the last 5-10 minutes as well when we had the lead, and we just kept making silly mistakes. So it's little things early in the season, but there was a lot to like about the one, I thought.
Yeah, no, you're right. And again, going back to the polished performance, like we haven't seen it so far in the first 3 rounds, but just like what you said, we have seen glimpses of what they can do, and I think once they get it right, they're going to be hard to stop. And the thing is that even though they haven't got it right the whole time, they've nearly won the games, even with not getting it right, which is, like you said, a good sign, because it just shows that we are a strong team. And we won ugly on the weekend, and we should have beaten the Storm, to be honest. But
we should have been the Sharks.
Yeah, we should have been the Sharks. I don't know how we lost to the Sharks, especially when they just got patrolled by flipping West Tigers. What the heck? That was a multi-killer right there.
You'd love to. I'm sure the TAB bookies would have been. And all the Aussie bookies, they would have been licking their lips at that one, because not many people would have picked it, I'm sure.
Oh, mate, it would have been like Scrooge McDuck for them, diving into all the money, sort of thing. So, multi-killer there. But I just think that we should have won all our games, and we won one of them. But I think still, because it's so early, the signs are good. They just need to have a complete performance. I wouldn't even mind a complete 70-minute performance. I would still settle for that, because I just know that they've got enough, to do the job. So in their tanks, in their skill set. So I reckon this week coming up, I reckon if we can get that performance up and just reach it, just go up a little bit more, and do it for a bit longer, I reckon we'll be all good.
Yeah, like Sunday afternoon footy at Mount Smart. I think there's very few things in the world that can beat that. So this weekend could be it. But on that last week's game, I think it was a 3-minute period where we scored the 2 tries in the second half, where we just sort of took control of the game. And then around that same time was when did you see the Joey Tapine potential knock on? Personally, when I saw it, I thought we were lucky to get the call. I think it had gone up as a no try, but they thought that the referee had thought that Rapana had knocked it on, and then it turned out Rapana knocked it back. Tuivasa-Sheck knocked it back. Tapine coming in, sort of, I don't know, sort of, he was reaching out for it, and as he sort of had the ball, maybe he didn't have full control of it, I don't know, but it sort of went into Tuivasa-Sheck, and then from there. So I'm not complaining. It's very rarely that we get the bunker sort of on our side, but it's probably quite fitting it was against the Raiders, because I feel like they're a team that get a few hard calls themselves. But credit to Ricky Stewart, he didn't blow up about it too much, I think.
He's been quite tame this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he probably just sick of getting those $10,000 fines. Like the club's probably told him we're not bailing you out anymore or something. So it was good to see. I wasn't going to make a point of good to see Jazz Tavaga back in the team. I thought he sort of filled that role with Walker out, filled that role really well. Looks like Dylan Walker's back this week, so Jazz goes back to the extended bench. But good to see him taking his opportunity. In the past, he hasn't been against a brain fade or two, but he just sort of kept it in control and did well. So, and your boy Rocco Berry had another standout game, John. He's the talk of the town at the moment.
Yeah, I've always had the faith in him. I've always said, I've got a faith, but I just felt like, as I said in previous episodes, where he would run it up, and he's got the talent, but he would run it up, but he would get hit. I just think he needed to put a bit of beef on. I think he has. I think he's worked on that, and how to just to have a stronger hit up, and he's doing it well, and he's defending well as well. So great to see. And I've got the guy's number, so should probably give him a call and get him on here.
Absolutely. I mean, he's hot property at the moment. I don't know if you saw the article. There was an article a couple of days ago written about him, and I've been listening to a few other podcasts, and he's been getting big raps on him. Webby's been heading him up as well, saying, when I first saw him, when I first started coaching him last year, I could see the potential, but I think this year he's really, on both sides of the ball, defensively, he's a rock. I made a huge play to save, stop, I think it was Hudson Young, really close to the line. And then he hit that try assist, what should have been a try assist for Noah Blake, with a kick chase, and he just swooped through, got the ball. So he's a very sort of multi-dimensional player, and it's great to see. He's definitely shored up that right side, and once sort of Nickel Clodsteck's back, it'll be interesting to see whether that sort of right side can really flow like it was last year, because when it's on, it's looked pretty good this season. But one point I had about the game was I think we're struggling a little bit at this final passes a lot. So we'll make a break, and there'll be players outside but they'll just sort of go themselves. And it happened about 3 or 4 times that game, and probably 2 we would have scored from. I think one was even that Fanua Blake one, Jackson Ford, Metcalf had one as well. I think Berry had one where he sort of, if he just flicked it off to his legs earlier
on the right side.
So it's just, I'm sure Andrew Webster would be aware of it, and it's something they'll be working on. But I just feel like maybe last year, we were scoring from those opportunities. It might just because it's early season, a few changes to the lineup, and we're just getting used to these combinations. But it'll be good to see that. I'm sure that'll be a work on and training this week.
Well, I think they have to learn from it, because they botched opportunities like that Jackson Ford one. I couldn't believe. I don't know what he was doing. He had Metcalf right there on his left hand side, probably one of the fastest guys in that game, and he had a clear opening. And I don't know what Jackson Ford was thinking. Like, I'm not trying to have a dig at the guy, because I think he's a great player. I think he's very underrated, to be honest. But in that moment, it doesn't matter who you are. You're playing in that game. No matter who you are, no matter how talented you are, you're passing that ball. You're passing that ball. The fullback is going straight at you. So you veer off to the side a little bit to draw him in, then to pass. So it makes it harder for the fullback to go to the other player, the running player, the support player. And he just didn't do it. He just ran into him. I was like, what the heck? That's a coach killer, to be honest.
Yeah.
When you botch a try like that. So, you're right. They did it a few times. So hopefully they've learned their lessons from that and it won't happen again.
I'm sure it'll be a big takeaway for them, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. And no. You can't do that. Having played the game myself, not at that level, obviously, but it's just, It's just a general rule. You know, you got a guy, support player on your outside, on your inside. Doesn't really matter if you've got only one person ahead of you. You pass the ball. Unless that defender is making that sort of conscious decision to go thinking that you're going to pass it, then you can do that dummy. But that was not on. I was just like, what the heck?
Just trying to walk over him. Yeah, as I
Yeah.
said, it happened about 3 or 4 times. So hopefully it's something they'll work on, and it's good to see those opportunities. You know, we're making those opportunities. We're not just sort of passing it left or passing it right and sort of finding the space. We're finding the space all around the ground. Especially once Egan's back. I mean, we've talked about Lusk. We both like Lusk as a player, but he probably just offers a little bit less than what sort of Egan does from dummy. Egan's probably just a bit faster, a bit more of a running game. I actually thought that maybe they would have gone with Harris Tavita starting this week. Not starting. Off the bench with because I think that he seems to he's only had about 10 minutes in the last 2 weeks, but he just seems to offer a little bit more in attack. And defensively we know he's a great player, and he can cover the heart. If Johnson or Metcalf went down, he could come in and cover that willy nilly. So. But no, it looks like they have gone with Lusick and Egan. So we'll see how Egan goes. It still seems like he might be a game day decision. But yeah, hopefully he's fit and well.
Yeah, definitely. Just before we continue on with the lineup, I just want to say, and just to touch on something that you brought up before, how good was Christchurch? Sold out. Like, I think honestly, and this is not a bold prediction. I just think it's the way things are going with the Warriors at the moment. I reckon they could sell out every home game this year. Is that an over the top bold prediction, or because they've been selling out pretty much every game so far?
Yeah, they're going to sell out like the Titans or the Tigers or the Bulldogs or at Mount Smart on a wet Friday night. I absolutely know where you're coming from. Absolutely know where you're coming from. There's the fact that they've sold out Christchurch for the trial game as well. You don't sell out trial games. So Christchurch is they're definitely putting their foot forward for this potential NRL expansion. The South Island team with the new stadium that'll be getting built there. It'd be great to see. Obviously from Christchurch originally, a lot of family and friends down there. So if there was I'd still obviously be, the Wild's would be my number one team, but I definitely wouldn't be against going down to Christchurch to watch a bit of footy from time to time. But yeah, I've heard, sort of texted a mate on Saturday who was at the game, just said, what was the atmosphere like? He was like, it was amazing. Just the faithful were out, just like some of the characters around. The chants were off. It just sounded like it was so loud there, and people behaved. It didn't, obviously had that Napier game last year. There's all the streakers, and they kind of just ruined the momentum of the game. But it seemed like there was no trouble in the crowd from what we could see. So good on you, Christchurch. Good to see you putting up a fight for that NRL expansion team. We'd love to see it.
There's 2 bids going, isn't there? There's the South Island bid, and then there's also the Kiers.
They need to kind of just like
merge,
don't they? Because it's all going to be. Unless the South Island team would want to play from Dunedin, but I doubt that. It wouldn't have the population down there.
What would you? Well, I'm pretty sure the South Island bid is going to be a Christchurch-based team, but
yeah, exactly.
The Kiers will be. But also, being a Christchurch boy yourself, what would you have called the team? Would you have called them the Kiers?
I love a Kia. We're like, my family's got like we've got like a batch up in the mountains, and so we used to go skiing when I was younger, and I just used to always love Kias. They remind me of the South Island, like they do. They're very unique to the South Island. So
yeah,
that's not a. You could do a lot worse, that's for sure. Like the Crusaders or something like that.
Are the Crusaders your team? Rugby
no, I'm a Canes fan, bro.
Okay.
5-0.
Yeah, fair enough. So that's not a bandwagon.
I was a Crusaders fan until 2016 was when I moved to Wellington, and I moved to the Canes straight away, and that was the year they won.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all one-way traffic after that with the Crusaders, but they're obviously not doing too well this year, so you love to see it. But we won't talk too much about the other code. Should we get the Wally Ems out of the way while we're just sort of finishing up on the game? So we for the listeners, we started a new segment last week with all this Dally M chat being useless. So we started the Wally Ems. So we're just picking in Warriors games and just giving 3-2-1 players points to Warriors players. My 3 this week goes to the captain and just the heart of the team, Tohu Harris. How good was he? 50 tackles, 130 meters. Had some really nice sort of ball playing as well. So you can't forget that he's got really good. He's a really good ball player, got good sort of vision. So I think he actually ended up getting 6 Dally M points for the game. So for once, I actually agree with how they've given that out. So he was my 3. Rocco Berry, number 2. Yeah, I think he just try saver. Should have had a try assist. Plenty of tackles. Just getting better and better every week. So really rate him. 2 points for him. And Martinez Lesniak sneaks in there with 1. He didn't score a try this week, but I feel like he did everything else. He was putting some massive hits on, running it back with such force and exuberance. So that's my 3-2-1. Tohu Harris, Rocco Berry, Dallin Martinez Lesniak.
Nice. I've got very similar players except for one. So my 3 goes to Rocco Berry.
Yeah.
Just impressed by his mindset. That and for people need to know that, I'm pretty sure a lot of people do, but league is not just about the talent; it's about the mindset as well. Well, any sport really. It's about how your confidence and how you do things on the field as well. I think he's just backing himself 100%, and that's actually coming out, and you can see that, right? He's backing himself on attack, in defense. Like he's got a plan, he's sticking to the plan, and he's executing it well. And he may have botched a certain try, but I still give him the 3 points for myself. 2 points, Mitch Barnett.
Oh, nice.
Mitch Barnett. I just think, I love like that sort of no nonsense. Probably just does the job. They just takes the ball, goes forward, does the job, and sets the platform, for the next play. And I just think he's doing a lot of it, and even heard as well that could he be a bolter for Origin? So I wouldn't be surprised. I think he's doing a great job, and I think he's loving it. I tend to get scared sometimes when Australian players are in New Zealand in the Warriors, because you think when will they think, okay, all right, I've done my time here, I've done really well. Another team's going to pick me. Another club's going to pick me up. So they just leave their contracts early. I always get worried. And I admit that I thought Mitch Barnett would be someone like that. But I think the way the Wars are playing, the way not just they're playing, but off the field, the way the support is going, the way the club has been run, how they're backing their players and stuff, the leadership and everything, I think that it's making it a really, really it's a place, it's a club where people can go, whoa, I actually want to be part of this. I want to be part of this, and they want to stay. So I reckon that's an awesome thing about it. That's why I think he's still there as well. And number 1, Dallin as well. I've got Dallin as well. Like you said, didn't score a try, but I saw some of his defensive hits that were really good and stuff, and he's just he's getting better. He's I think I saw the locker room, they were saying something like he's sort of really rejuvenated his career, over the past 16 months. So I just agree with there. So those are my 3: Rocco, Mitch Barnett, and Dallin.
Yeah, I'm Dallin. Like when he came, because it was the Bulldogs over he came, and like you got sort of left the contract early, and we signed him for what seemed like way too much. And he probably didn't do much for his first season, but last 2 seasons, I mean, he's the best winger in the game really at the moment, isn't he? Like he just he's a finisher, good under the high ball, great defensively. Put that massive hit he put on. I can't remember who it was, just on half time, but it was just just the big bonfire to say like, get out of here, we're going to the sheds and we're going to be up. And then that try that he set up the other day, it was sort of from nothing, he just kind of, he normally runs to the corner, but he's like, listen, I'm going sideways, and then just that nice little perfect ball to Metcalf, and kudos to Metcalf. I think he did really well because he sort of obviously had to get in position to get the ball, but then as soon as he got it, he's quick off the mark, So it was beautiful to see. But
it's a classic league try. Like you don't see that sort of stuff in Union, but where someone just runs across the
Chaos.
field,
Yeah.
and runs across the field. Like halves do this as well, where they run across. Like Cleary's really good at this. Nathan Cleary, like where he'll run across and not shepherding, but doing it all legally. Runs across, drawing defenders in to leave a gap, and then someone just runs straight in. There's no like angle running or anything. It's just a straight, straight through. And yeah, that was I love that when that happened when Metcalf went straight through. So awesome stuff to see. So shall we talk about the team?
Yeah, so I was just say just a little note for those following at home. We will be shutting the voting after the public voting after round 11. But Rocco Berry is currently in the lead of the Wale Ems with 7 points. So
fair enough.
I think we'll endeavour to get whoever wins at the end of the season. We'll try to get them on for an episode to give them an award virtually.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now let's talk about the team for this week. There's a few changes.
So I'll go through it right now. With Chance still out, Tuapiki out as well with his HIA, failing his HIA. So we got Roger back at fullback. How exciting is that?
Yeah, it's great to see. We had a little glimpse of it the other week, and he looked pretty good. So it'd be cool to see what he can do.
Yep, you see Roger on one wing, the right wing, Dallin. You got Berry in the center. Partnering him would be Pompey. So with regular center, I just had a brain fart. Who's out?
Tuapiki's out. So
Tuapiki's out. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Of course. That's why Roger swatched. Roger's gone to fullback, coming out of center. Pompey's back in. I actually thought they would have gone with Ali, to be honest. For this one, but they haven't. Who else we got here? We got Marcelo Montoya at wing. Yep. Luke Metcalf, Sean Johnson in the halves. In the forward pack, Adam Fanua-Blake starting at prop. Wade Egan at hooker. So he's back. Big boost for the Warriors there. Mitch Barnett, supporting front rower. And in the back row, Tohu Harris at 13. Then Jackson Ford and Kurt Catwell at 11 and 12. The interchange, Freddie Lussick, Murata Niokore is back. Awesome. Bunty Afoa and Dylan Walker's back. Awesome. I think that's an awesome interchange, to be honest. You could always question whether you want someone like Freddie Lussick or Channel Harris Davida, but yeah, it's still a good team.
Yeah. Great team. It was good to see Niokore back as well. I feel like that kind of snuck up on us. Did we? I thought he was still out for a few weeks. So it was a nice pleasant surprise. And we'll get to see sort of how they're planning to use them, and they're obviously sort of planning to use them as a middle now for a bit, and then you can obviously cover edge if he needs to. But looking forward for the succession plan for Noah Blake leaving. I mean, there's some amazing front rowers in the game these days, so it'd be interesting to see what happens there. But I mean, he's a great player, so I'm happy. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, Bunty gets his spot. Kind of feel for Tom Alley, I think he's probably hasn't had the opportunities that he would have wanted to the last few weeks. I thought he was really good. I think he had about maybe 12, 13 minutes last week, and they were valuable minutes, given the Fanua Blake and Barney a break. But good to see Walker back. To us a fullback. Yeah, it'll be. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But I'm also looking forward to seeing Chance get back and to see what the spec, because obviously this is just makeshift, what the spec line is going to be like at full strength. But at the rate we're going in the NRL at the moment, I don't know if you've seen the injury list in the whole of the comp this week. It is absolutely diabolical. So we are in a very good position where we've got amazing depth basically all round. So you're looking at the team lists today, and some of the players that are playing, you're just like, oh, okay, I've never heard of them before. Like there's obviously a lot of New South Wales Cup players that are getting the call up. So we're lucky in that we have had a few injuries, but it sort of hasn't set us back too much. It's not like Penrith losing Cleary for 4 weeks, or Moses out for anywhere between 6 and 12 weeks for the Eels. So
those are
hopefully we
big
can
losses.
hopefully we can stay fit and not lose the likes of Johnson or Toho Harris or
But yeah, you're
Roger
right.
or yeah.
You're right about the depth, though. It's a big thing. And like, for example, I spoke to the Hurricanes coach, Clark Laidlaw, today, for example, when putting the team naming together, and can't say the team, can't say the team legally, so I'll just leave that out. But we're talking about the team, and so I mean, I know there's a different sport and stuff, but there's so much depth at the Hurricanes at the moment. They're all putting their hands up. If you've been watching the games and stuff, and it's hard. It's for him. It's like a selection. Him and the coaches, he was telling me it's a big selection headache. But he said, "Long may it continue." Those were his words, because having a selection headache is a good thing, because it means people are fighting for their spots, and I think that's what's going to have to happen here. The Warriors people through New South Wales Cup are going to have to fight for their spots, and stuff like that. As soon as an injury, because injuries will come, like you said, there's a long list. Injuries will come, so someone has to be ready to be able to take their spot. So hopefully, like everyone stays fit and stuff. But like you said, we've got the depth there to cover us there. But going back to the team lineup, every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Australian time, 6 p.m. New Zealand time, that's when the lineup comes out. Do you think people all over the country, Waz fans all over the country, are hovering over their internet screens or over their phone like a NASA mission, just waiting in anticipation, like no matter what's going on around them, something could be happening around them that's really important. No, wait, I need to see this. I need to see this. I need to see
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was out sort of 6 o'clock's a bit of a hectic time. Ran home at sort of tea and bath time and bedtime, and I had to pop out at 7 o'clock to go somewhere. And I got to sort of where I was going at 7 o'clock and realized, I was like, I was sort of at this event. I didn't really know anyone, and I was like, I need an excuse to look at my phone. I was like, the team's probably out, isn't it? So got my phone out, had a look at the team. I was like, So I love me some Teamless Tuesday. Some Teamless Tuesday. It's a highlight of the and it breaks. Tuesday's a pretty tough day. It's sort of you're slowly getting back to work. Not quite Wednesday, not quite hump day yet, and it just gives you that little bit of hope. But then we have to wait till Sunday for the game because it'll be good. Easter Sunday. I love the Easter games. I love the early Friday, Good Friday game. It's always the Rabbits and Bulldogs, isn't it? Yeah. So two teams, which could actually be a much more interesting game you would have thought at the start of the season. But we're coming against this Knights team. They only just got past the sort of relatively fast finishing Storm team again. I don't know if you saw that game, but I had a multi with the Knights 1-12 in it, and I was getting very nervous towards the end, but came through. And no Jackson Hastings again this week, so they've sort of stuck with that. He's gone to reserve grade. Leo Thompson's got a 1-game ban, so I think Daniel Saifidi comes into the starting lineup for him. On that, the 1-game ban for what Jordan Rapana did to Chino Harris-Tavita, taking them out in the air and legs going flying and doing a backflip. But obviously, Leo Thompson didn't have his eyes on the ball, so I loved Soho Harrison when it happened to Harris-Tavita, and they reversed the decision. And he came up and he said, where's the duty of care for the players? Like, and it was just the most. It sums him up so well. Like he's sort of like rules are rules, but like where do you sort of just let someone have? And it was, it sort of did take me back to that moment last year when Ruben Garrett got sort of flipped over by Chance in that Manly game. And it was like not a penalty at all, and you're just sort of like, you just look at it live, like something's not right there, like how can that not be a penalty? But it is what it is, and that's the rules. Obviously, he did have his eyes on the ball, give him that, but like, surely must be there should be something sort of written in there where have your eyes on the ball, but also like if a player's jumping up, don't like barge into their legs. Because it could have ended really badly.
It's a hard one because like before I just go deeper into that, like just quickly say this is that the officiating with NRL, we're watching the best game in the world to us, and to many others, but the officiating has been really consistent over the last few seasons, and it's always a talking point every week. It's not a talking point just for a certain period. It's every week. There's a lot of inconsistencies.
Something.
Yeah, there's always something that says someone did this in this game, but in this game this happened and stuff. So, but in going back to what you were saying, it was hard. It was a hard one that Leo Thompson one because I know what people were saying. It looked really ugly and stuff, but I saw some people's. I looked at it and then I saw some people's comments and some commentators' comments as well from different podcasts and stuff, and listening to them, and it's just I kind of seem to agree. Like Pappenhausen, he jumps up from like 3 meters back and goes forward, like and he's allowed to, he's allowed to. But with Leo Thompson, he was looking at the ball, and what he's supposed to do when someone leaps up in the air from that far back towards you. What are you supposed to do when you're looking at the ball? You don't think that they're going to be leaping that far forward. He does a big run up forward and jumps up in the air. He's allowed to, nothing wrong with it, but you got to take out those little mitigation areas as well, like where that's the case. So what else is he supposed to do? I'm pretty sure he didn't do it on purpose because he was looking at the. I mean, do you think he was looking at the ball?
No, I didn't. I wasn't as convinced as probably Rapana was, to be honest. But yeah, I get your point. When someone's coming in, jumping up from so far back, it's hard. But I think like it just has to be a duty of care for the players. And that's what Saul Harris did. And I really liked that he was really calm about it. He just was sort of like, like I get that's the rule, but like there should be something happening here.
Yeah. Sometimes calls are 50-50. You look at for example the Reece Walsh Callum May sort of incident where Reece Walsh got his black eye and everything and stitches under his eye. The way I looked at it, it looked accidental to me. It looked like he was just running in to tackle him, and it was just an accidental head clash. It wasn't like he was trying to hit him in the head. It was like head to head, like It wasn't. Who does that on purpose? Because it takes you out.
It would have hurt Targo,
yeah.
Not Targo. It would have hurt Taylor May.
Yeah, and so like for what I'm saying is, so I'm saying that there's a lot of debate about this because some people are saying, oh, it's disgraceful for what he did, to hit Reece Walsh like that. But I thought when you look at it real time and slowly, you can see that it was.
I do agree though. It's disgraceful for anyone to hurt Reece Walsh like that. That beautiful face, like. And I had him in the same game multi just to score a try, and the other two legs came in, and that was the one that didn't. So it was very disappointing when I checked the tribe, and it was like after 1 minute, it's like Reece Walsh off for HIA. I was like, oh no, and then it's like, he's past the HIA. I was like, yes, celebrate, and then like no, because I wasn't actually watching the game, I was just checking the updates. And then I saw the photos. I was like, "Oh no, he's not playing."
Does it mean he loses?
How anyone thought that he was going to come back on and play? Like his eye was, And I mean, that's another. I don't think I mentioned him before, but another player who's out for potentially, I think, 4 weeks. So, it's a wild world out there, the NRL at the moment. Yeah, sort of. There's some like Payne Haas as well for the Broncos. Four of the sort of biggest names in the comp are currently out. So,
exactly.
Yeah, cross our fingers that nothing happens this weekend. But get back to the Warriors Knights. Sunday Arvo at Mount Smart, the Fortress. Wires are getting up, I presume, John.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's hard to scope where the Knights are at. I mean, they're a bit an under-strength Melbourne Storm team. I still thought the Storm were going to win, to be honest. I had them as winners, but I think we'll be too strong. I didn't watch the Storm game against the Knights. I admit that, so I don't know how that panned out. But I didn't think they were going to win. So I still think we're going to win, but I wouldn't take them lightly. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
well, it's obviously a rematch of the semi-final last year where we had put an absolute number on them. Are you going to be as bolshy to say 13 plus again, or do you think the Knights might be able to keep it a bit closer?
You know what? I'm going to say 13 plus.
Yeah,
I think that more polished performances coming this weekend.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that we're going to get the full polished performance. I think they'll win, but I think they'll still make us kind of sweat and lose a few more years over it. So I'll go a bit tighter, but yeah, looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. Great way to spend Easter Sunday. No better way I can think. Church in the morning, and then
Yep.
bit of footy in the afternoon.
So
What more can you ask for?
Yep, not spoken like a true bandwagoner, mate. It's a good analysis. Yeah, so no, I still think they'll do it as long as they don't wear the same, their away jersey. It looks exactly like theirs, but yeah, I'm still not a fan. I'm still not a fan of that jersey. Yeah, I think that, like I said, it's hard to scope where things are with the Knights because they beat the Storm. Can't really, undistracted Storm team can't really piece together whether it was because it was just a polished performance or because Storm were just out, just down on troops. And but I guess we'll find out on Sunday, like you said. Good way to end the night, Easter Monday as well, so you get to chill,
Five consecutive days of footy. How good?
Yeah, very good, very good, very good.
Just saw a video before of the Tigers singing their team song after they win. Did you see that video?
Do they have a team song?
Well, the guys literally like probably 3/4 of the team have got lyric sheets and they're reading from the lyric sheets as they go. It's so funny. People just have no idea. Like it's so good.
What? Are you serious? They actually got the lyric sheets.
They've got like pieces of paper and they're reading the words from it. It was just like so funny. It's like the most Tigers thing of all time. I absolutely lost it. I thought it was just like one of the funniest things.
Where did you see
I can't remember. Just I was on Reels or something. Yeah, like I'm sure if you just I'll try to find it. No, it was some random Instagram. It may have even been on TikTok, but yeah, I'll try to find it and I'll put it in the link to the
put it up.
the
Can you
podcast
please put that
because
up? Because I'm sure I want to see it. Everyone else want to see it. Who's watching this?
Players like Klemer and like Alex Twal who've like been there for a long time, and even they all had the lyrics as well. Benji's absolutely loving it. He was leading the chant. He was getting amongst. So great to see. Yeah, very happy for Benji. Always gonna have a soft spot for him. So great to see him going well. And
yeah.
Some other news around the league is I think it's breaking news pretty much. Reece Walsh apparently signed 5 years for $5.5 million with the Broncos. Who wins there? Who wins there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, good on him. I mean, he jokes aside, he's earned it. He's played some brilliant footy since leaving the Warriors. I mean, he was playing brilliantly at the Warriors, but he has gone up another level with the Broncos. I hate to admit. Yeah, I mean, he's rolling in the money anyway. Like he's got that deal now. He's got probably got a deal with Revlon for mascara going as well. So he will be in the ching ching. He'll be all good money wise.
Yeah,
so he's set up for life. Yeah,
I think it's a win-win for everyone there. Like Broncos would be happy. Like he's still only probably 21, 22. So 5 years. I mean, you look at someone like Tedesco now, and he's the way he started off the season. Obviously he had his doubters last season, but I'm not sure exactly how old he is, but he'd be sort of late 20s, early 30s at least, I imagine.
Yeah.
That's just scary when you think about how old we are. But yeah, a great signing. I mean, it's a lot of money, obviously, but they obviously want to hold on to him. He'd be hot property. I mean, there's not many clubs that would turn him down, So,
well, that would be probably his price tag anywhere, even maybe more.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jason Tamalolo can get 10 million for 10 years. Yeah, he could probably do the same, but 5 years, like you said, he's young. When that 5 years is up, he's just going to be rolling in it. We might call him, Scrooge McWalsh. Scrooge McWalsh. So,
two references in one episode.
No, mate, I'm rolling in it, right? Wordsmith. No. I mean, yeah. Again, jokes aside, good on him. He's earned it. So,
I just checked. Tedesco's 31, just FYI. I was sort of like, I said late 20s, early 30s, and I was like, no, surely he's like mid 30s, but no.
I thought he was mid 30s too. I admit that. I thought he was older than that.
31, so it's scary. But yeah, on Tedesco, shout out to him because he was absolutely phenomenal on the weekend against the Rabbits and has started off the season. I think he might be actually leading the Dally M's, so we'll see what happens there.
Oh mate, I've lost respect for the Dally M's, to be honest, bro.
All about the Wally M's.
Yeah, I'm all about the Wally M's now. I've lost respect for the Dally M's because the points system doesn't reflect truly on who's actually doing really well. I mean, no disrespect. We've said this before, but when Nico Hines got 6 points from that Cronulla game, that was the most loaded bullcrap I've ever heard seen in a while. I mean, yes, because not only because it was the opposition, but the bullcrap because I thought there were players that played way better than him in that game. Like, Will Kennedy, for example. There were players that played way better than him. And how did he just take all the points? I was just like, far out.
No,
I mean, obviously he's been doing.
It sums it up. It's just like I saw someone talking about the other day. I think it was on Twitter, and they said it goes to like the best performing member of the spine and the winning team. And that's just that's just how it goes. Like so often they'll just be like, which is why it's good to see like Tohu Harris get 6 points on the weekend because I thought he was just phenomenal. But then, I did laugh actually on the Tigers Sharks game. Someone had like edited someone like photoshopped the Dally M things, and his tail was still in Nico Hines getting 6 points when they lost by 30 points to the Tigers, and he had a shocker. He kicked it out on the full a couple of times. So I laughed at that.
I mean, shocking. Look, you take Johnson for example. You would think that he was a shoo-in to win last year, and I reckon he would have had more points if other players around him weren't actually
playing so well. Yeah,
so well because other players around him played well, they got points. Whereas in Kalen was a shining star in the Knights, so he got all the points. So it's just it's not the first time it's been brought up, in NRL circles. It's a big talking point because how legit are the Dally M's? I mean, Nico Hines up there, it's just like it makes no sense because he hasn't been playing that great. I don't think he's been playing that great. Don't know nothing against him. I know he's got he's good. He's a great player. He's got a future probably outside of rugby league with the Australians, Thunder from down under. But everything I don't think he's worthy of the points at this moment. That's my take on it.
No, I think the Callum Ponga thing sums up that theory about being the best player. The best performing player in the spine on a winning team because the Knights won like 10 games in a row to finish the season, so he was just getting like 2 or 3 points every week. So, or like 6 points or however they score.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we get distracted. I've got a week of another start bench drop. So for the listeners out there who haven't heard this before, I just named 3 players, generally from one position. Might you start one, bench one, and drop one. So I'm going for the centres this week. I've got Herbie Farnworth, Stephen Crichton, because the Bulldogs still refuse to play him in fullback, so I'm including him as a centre, and Isaac Targo, the young Penrith Panther, who is taking the comp by storm and Supercoach. He's scoring very well in Supercoach.
That's a very hard one. This one, the players you've chosen, that's very difficult. So you got Stephen Crichton,
Isaac Targo, and Herbie Farnworth. Yeah, I'll go first because I'm gonna start Targo because I just think that he is currently playing incredible and the form centre in the comp. I'm gonna bench Crichton because he's got the utility factor. He obviously should probably play fullback. Has played in the halves before as well, and then Farnworth, who I love. He probably was the best centre in the game last year, but I'm gonna drop him in this instance.
Nice. Very similar Targo at first for me. Starting, but switcheroo with you is Crichton dropped, and Herbie Farnworth and on the bench just because. Not because I think Crichton's an awesome player, and like you said, he's got a lot of talent, and he's got the utility factor. But I just think, just on current form right now, I'm not saying Farnworth is doing big massive things, but I would say that's my order at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Isaac Tago, very good player, and I'm very excited to see how he can go in the future.
Hey, before we continue, did you see the video on Jack Black? Jack Black on Up the Wires video?
Oh yeah,
yeah, nice. I enjoyed that. Just wanted to bring
we
that up
might
quickly.
So a few weeks last year, I did the segment, notable Up the Wires mentions. Might need to bring it back because the catchphrase isn't going anywhere. It's still everywhere.
I'm even saying it sometimes now, which is quite a miracle.
I saw someone, the fan signs. I mean, the Warriors fans are just so good at that. Bringing the fan signs to the game. Someone had because obviously the Te Reo name for Christchurch is Oto Tahi, but so the one it was like Oto Wahi, I think, or Oto Wahati. I just cracked up. I was like, oh, that's so good.
Yeah, we can get Wally Lewis on the show. We can call him Wally Lewis if we ever get him on. Yeah.
I just think you're over pronouncing it. Right, it's probably time to do some tips. So we did it right last week. We both got 6 out of 8, but I got the bonus point for getting the margin in the Wires game, 1 to 12. So I'm currently leading on the scoreboard 15-12. So just
mate.
But it's been much improved from, I think, first week where I got 2 and you got 1. So we've come a long way from there. So we're starting on Thursday night, Roosters, Panthers. Roosters favourites, obviously Panthers with no Cleary, Maverick Gaia coming off the bench, Mark Gaia's son. So obviously Penrith legend son. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And then for the Roosters, Walker cleared HIA and Kiri's back as well. So,
it's a tricky one. I mean, I personally would have to go Roosters just on the fact that Cleary's out and Walker and Walker's back as well. And I normally I would say Panthers here, but for some reason I just feel like the Roosters will have this one, especially at home.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tough one, but I'm going to go Panthers. I think even with Cleary out, they just seem to still know how to win. Lindsay Collins is out for Roosters as well, which is pretty massive out with already missing Lenu, obviously. So what's that?
Off the dentist. So yeah.
I'm not sure what he's done. Did I make a note of it? No. Cool. So on either side of that game.
Yep.
Rabbits, Bulldogs. The annual Good Friday match. Rabbits still 48 favourites. I'll take the Bulldogs. I think Rabbits are in all sorts of strife, and Doggies, got the first one on the board, and they'll. I think they seem to always get up. They get up for this game often. So
yeah, You're right. The Rabbits are all over the place. I wasn't sure if Crichton was coming back for this one. Oh, so not Crichton. Sorry, Whiten. Sorry. Has he been named? Let me just check the team list.
He played last week.
Oh yes, he is. Yeah, so he did play last week. Sorry, my bad. I thought he was coming back for this one. That one.
No.
Damien Cook's back. Damien Cook's back starting. And Cameron Murray's still there. So, you know what? I'm actually going to go Bulldogs as well for this one.
Yes. Broncos, Cowboys. Broncos obviously missing Haas and Walsh, but Reynolds returns. And Cowboys are pretty much 1 to 17. Cowboys still 72 favourites.
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys for this one.
Yeah, Broncos looked. I know Reynolds is back, but I think they looked a bit lost last week, so it might be a tough few weeks for Broncos fans.
Yeah.
Dragons, Eagles. Dragons had their 10 minutes of fame when they scored their 3 tries against the Cowboys the other day, only to go down 42-18 or whatever it ended up being. And Seagulls obviously come off a tight loss to the Eels, but we both picked the Eels in the end, so happy days. I'm going to go Seagulls.
Oh, same here.
Can't see Dragons.
It's not really a hard decision, is it?
No. Titans, Dolphins. Tino's out for the year. ACL. Huge for the Titans. There's some chatter that Fafita might be back. And young Jaden Campbell starting at fullback. So it's a big in for the Titans. But Dolphins came off that big win against the Dragons. They'll be rested for a week. And yeah, I like the Dolphins.
Yeah, same here. Dolphins.
Warriors, Knights. Both go Warriors.
Yep.
You're gonna go 13 plus for the bonus point.
Let me just have a look at quickly. Just look at the Knights list.
No Jackson Hastings. No Leo Thompson.
I'm really surprised about the Jason Hastings thing, to be honest. I actually thought that if you're going to take out a playmaker, it would have been Tyson Gamble. I don't think he's that good, to be honest. I don't rate him that much. Tyson Gamble. When he first started, I thought he was all good, but I think the last few seasons, yeah, I don't rate Gamble that much. So I thought they would have picked Hastings over Gamble, but hey, they bit the Storm, so who knows? But no, I'll go 1-12 for the Warriors after looking at this lineup now.
Okay. I will also go 1-12.
Yeah.
Sharks Raiders. Sharks $1.50 favourites. Coming off the big loss. Like the Raiders. Yeah, I don't mind the Raiders.
I'm going Raiders.
But I'll go Sharks. Yeah. I think back at Shark Park. Oh no, they were at Shark Park last week, weren't they? And Eels West on Easter Monday.
I'll go Eels.
Yeah, I mean, great performance from the no Moses, no Bryce Cartwright. I'll go Tigers. Come on.
Oh, come on. You just want to see them bring out the flipping team summerless again. Yeah. That's a crack up.
It was very funny. I watched it like 4 times. It was just like this is. I was like lying in bed, and my wife's just like, "What are you laughing at?" And I showed her, and she didn't get it.
Yeah,
but I was having a good time. So
you have to find it because I really want to see that. Like just you talking about it is making me laugh. So I really want to see that. Yeah,
I'll find it. It hasn't really gone. I haven't seen it. I only saw it once, but I feel like maybe it was just like. I don't know. Maybe people didn't find it as funny as I did, but I feel like they should have.
Yeah, put it on the page, man. I think it's a crack up. Hearing it, like I said, just hearing it makes me laugh. So to see it, I reckon I'll be in tears. So yeah, but interesting.
Yeah, good.
Interesting. Yeah.
So, bro, anything else to bring up, chat about?
No. Just like I said, just as I mentioned in previous episodes. Just now starting to getting back to the footy stuff, so it's awesome, and that's why there's more chat now. But just if you're listening to this or watching this, just help us out by spreading the word about Couch Coaches. We bring this up every episode. We're still thinking of changing our name, and we're still thinking of names, and we're just we're really bad at trying to figure out this name, aren't we? We haven't been good at this, have we?
Nah, I mean. I'll be lying if I said I put a lot of thought into it. I sort of tried once and I had a brain block and I haven't been able to pick myself up from from there. But if anyone's got any good suggestions.
But again, if we appreciate everyone's support that that tunes in to listen to us and watch us speak on this. We hope you're enjoying it, and we really love your support by spreading the word about Couch Coaches for now. And and like I said, we will get more guests on. I have numbers, just got to get it sorted. And but anything else from you, mate?
No, mate, just up the mighty wires. Another 2 points, please.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Great. Well, thanks for listening again, guys. Thank you, and we will see you on next week.
We are the ground. We are the street.